Mommy wants you. Mommy wants you. Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right.
We're live. Testing. Today on Quality Time. Shit. Fuck. All right, start again. Testing. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn happy 100th episode, everybody.
And in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. I'm Scott Jones. Welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties. With me, as always, Mr. Paul Packler. Paul, we made it to 100.
We did it! Yay!
Corey,
we're gonna be in
we're 100.
syndication.
Well, yeah, I'm almost 100 anyway, so. Wow.
Man.
It's hard to believe that you two fools talked me into watching 100 episodes of this piece of shit. It is just hard.
Corey, I beg to ask you the question, who is the bigger fool? The fool that plans to do the show or the one that signs on board to do the show?
Especially considering I had watched enough episodes during the 80s to remember this.
Yeah, you knew it was bad. We're living in nostalgia fantasy land.
Exactly. Hey, and I just want to point something out to both of you, that I'm the only one who's actually done 100 episodes. Each one of you has missed episodes. This loser is the only one who's done the 100.
Is that true? Corey, you never missed
no,
one
I think you missed. I think you've missed one, Corey. I think you've missed one.
Oh, I thought I didn't.
Just one.
Paul,
you missed one. Mm-hmm. Paul's missed one. I've missed too many.
Okay.
I had a whole paternity leave.
Yeah, but you've had 2 children, and I envy you for missing.
Okay, so I have to ask the question. We've done this 100 times. We've watched 100 episodes. Out of that, how many have we actually truly enjoyed? Like a round number.
If I said a liberal guess would be 10.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, around anywhere between 10 to 15 maybe.
In baseball, that's not good. 1 out of 10 isn't good.
No.
3.
3 for Corey.
Name them off, Corey.
Talia Balsam.
Right?
Yeah, Talia Balsam.
Right.
Gina Davis.
Uh-huh.
Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Which Tom Hanks? Drunk Tom Hanks or
Yeah.
On the Run Tom Hanks?
I think I liked On the Run Tom Hanks because Drunk Tom Hanks got into a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So
well, I can talk you up. I can talk you up at least one episode, Corey. The Ellen part 1 episode of Meeting Ellen.
Yes, I'm sorry. I've forgotten. She's been gone long enough. I've forgotten about Tracy Pollan. Yes, indeed, 4.
So that's 4. That's 4 good episodes.
Yeah, that's 4 out of 100.
It's batting. Not.
Oh God. Yeah, I was like, really? Yeah, I tried to figure out, like, could it at least be 20? And I really was thinking, it's like, no, we can't hit 20 truly enjoyable episodes of this.
Yep. Batting .04 is kind of like if there was a bird that flew by as the pitch was coming down the pike and it hit the bird. I think the odds are the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, this episode certainly doesn't make anything any better. I will say I didn't completely hate it, but it's definitely not going into one of the most enjoyable episodes.
Comparatively to last week's episode, which I consider a personal low point for me, I thought this was a fine episode. I of the 3 of us, I think I liked it the most.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I was like, but the bar is so low at this point. It's like the bar for the presidency at this point. It's so low that any improvement.
It's become normalized.
Yeah, this episode read from a teleprompter and sounded like a big boy.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So Everyone at home, if you're playing along, we are on season 5, episode 9, My Brother's Keeper. And it's a Skippy episode, so we're going to be doing a lot with Skippy. But we start off in the kitchen with Jennifer writing a poem. I actually kind of like this because the poem that Jennifer reads seems to sum up what is happening with Jennifer on this season so far. Like, I believe that this is what her thought, inner monologue and thoughts would be.
It's the most we've heard from Jennifer in probably 10 episodes.
Yes. And if you are a parent hearing your child read this poem, you should be extremely concerned because it's all about being depressed, the earth being gray.
Did either of you happen to transcribe? Did either of you happen to transcribe the poem?
I did not.
I was
Wow.
I was fascinated with the fact that all three of them were wearing flannel in this scene, so I couldn't really concentrate.
That happens. That you could be so drawn into fabric that it takes
just
you
couldn't
away
believe
from
it.
the horrors of the script.
We have 3 people in the scene. We're going to put them all in flannel. That's my idea. That's my concept for the show. Everyone goes in flannel.
Yeah. Yeah. But basically this is going to be our B plot for the entire episode. Is Jennifer's writing a poem, and it's a very angsty, teenage, depressed, everything's wrong in the world, there's nothingness kind of poem. And Stephen wants her to write something happy. He even says you should be writing about rainbows and flowers and sunshine.
First of all, how dare he tell a woman that she should act happier?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Yeah.
That's the
Go ahead, Corey.
That's the equivalent of the guy who goes over to the waitress when the waitress comes over to the table and he goes, "Can't you smile?"
Yeah, well, come on, baby, smile for me.
Smile a little.
A little smile makes you look so pretty. Hey, shut the fuck up. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do.
Yeah. Hey, your poem is bumming me out. Come on,
Yeah.
throw some sunshine in there.
Pretty little face, Jennifer. It'll be a lot better for us. Either of you noticed that when Jennifer read the poem, her eyes were in a really weird spot? She read the poem with like her back to her parents, and she was like reading it out to camera, but she wasn't looking at the camera. She wasn't looking at her parents. She was looking elsewhere that we never saw. Like her eyes were like to the side.
Yeah.
Weird direction, and I don't know if she knew which camera was on her at the time. It was very strange looking.
Yeah.
Or do you think she was some kind of 1,000-yard stare that this?
Exactly what I just think she was. Yes.
Yeah. She just wrote this poem and then got locked into a sort of existential dread.
Yes.
What have I done with my life? Why am I on this show? Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say though, Tina Yothers does really good in this episode. I liked her in this episode.
I
like,
actually loved her and Mallory in this episode. I thought Mallory was good.
I do too. I think it's some of the best work they've done.
Mm-hmm.
So for listeners, the B plot is going to be Stephen wants to keep working with Jennifer to make her poem happier. And Alex and Andy come back. Alex has taken him to some competition at the fraternity house. He has like his fraternity shirt on with a ribbon, and Andy has a fraternity shirt on.
You know what? Here's a fucking idea. Don't take a 4-year-old to a frat house.
Thank you so much. That was my first idea. What kind of a bright idea is that? I'm going to take my 4-year-old brother, who is, by the way, if you haven't noticed, an idiot. I'm going to take him to the frat house. He can learn all the good habits of the frat boys.
They even joke about it. They make a joke about it. What did you see at the frat house, Andy? Beer and girls. And no one blinks an eye. They're like, oh, Alex, you shouldn't do that.
Can I also mention that we learned in this scene that Stephen, when he was a kid, was named, that his friends called him Iambic Pentameter Keaton. So all of Stephen's friends when he was a kid were fucking losers.
If that's the best nickname you can come up with.
Hey, Steven, what are you doing? Oh, I'm writing a poem. Oh, Steven. Big pentameter Keaton. Oh, guys. Hey, look, there's Steven. He's running down the hallway. We should call him. Hey, iambic pentameter.
Pentameter Keaton.
He's already gone. He's already out the door as you're calling out because it takes so long.
Yeah.
Hey, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Keaton. Hey, come back.
Yeah, it's not zippy. It's not quick. Hey, that goes iambic pentameter Keaton. No, he's gone.
Say what you will about the mafia. Make a good nickname for somebody.
They did. They were good. Sure, it may have been on point, maybe a little too on the nose, but it worked.
Yeah.
I think the Mafia is only second to none when it comes to nickname making after Dick Tracy. I think Dick Tracy villains are the best. Those are the best names ever.
They are.
I would say tied for first, though, Corey, would be George W. Bush. I feel like Dick Tracy and George W. Bush. He called everybody Stretcher. He called Karl Rove Turd Blossom.
Yes.
It's because he Turd Blossom. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So
I saw George W. Bush last night on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And all I could think of is when George W. Bush was introduced on Jimmy Kimmel and came out to a thunderous standing ovation, could George W. Bush not think to himself, "Thank you, Donald Trump. Just thank you."
Oh, absolutely.
All of a sudden, you made me seem like a piece of gold, Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's going to be the new Henry Kissinger that for some reason Democrats pretend is a good person, even though he's a war criminal.
It's like he's a totally moderate guy now. It's like, oh, wow, we love George.
Yeah.
I have warm, fuzzy feelings for George W. Bush now.
Yeah, remember all those black people that he committed to death in New Orleans? Oh, he's so cute now. He does paintings. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Moving.
Okay, so Andy is sitting on the counter. Yeah, here's Andy sitting on the counter, and somebody says, "What did those frat boys tell them what those frat boys called me?" And this poor child actor who's clearly been burned by cigarettes repeatedly to get him to say the right words. This poor child actor's sitting there and he can't think of his fucking 2-word line. There's no way. It's a live studio audience, Brian Bonsall. We don't want to do any more takes. Come up with that fucking line. Something like so he's spread out on his knee and he finally says the words with a big smile on his face. "Pompous fool. Fuck you, child."
Now, Corey, 2 things. I don't know, getting this angry at a child versus George W. Bush, that's weird.
I told you my priorities are screwed up since January 20th.
Yeah. Now, number two, I had the complete opposite reaction where when he goes, pompous fool, I thought that was good because it's like that thing in an acting class when someone, like a young actor isn't doing well and you're like, you know what, start making eggs and then do the lines of dialogue and they start forgetting their lines.
Right.
It's because their brain is starting to work in a new way. And I thought the kid going, it gave it sort of a spontaneity that I thought was different and good, better than what it was before.
You're right, Paul. He's Dakota Fanning.
If only he could have been in The Sixth Sense.
You're right. I changed my opinion. He's terrific. He's a great actor.
Man, I'll leave it to both of you. You teach kids acting. It's all, yeah.
For my 2 cents, I'm with Corey. You can he clearly was messing up this line.
and then they call him. And what did he actually get called? Alex wanted them to know they call him Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if Alex hasn't noticed, it's sarcasm. He's 5'2".
That's true.
It's true.
What's funny,
And I don't even.
is it was such an interesting class dynamic that we're seeing here that isn't really discussed. Is that the people that called him pompous fool? They said no, not the guys from the back of the dump truck or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the guys at the frat house. And so you've got this dynamic where Alex is, a loser in real life, but in his cultivated safe space of a pompous frat, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think class kind of pops up a lot in this episode because, like, we have the fraternity at Leland College and we have the chapter at Grant College, which are two very, very different types of fraternities.
I think
seems.
I've asked this question before, but I've forgotten. Were either of you members of a fraternity in college?
No.
Paul?
God, no.
No. Were you, Corey?
No, there were no frats at my college. At the time, State University of New York had banned fraternities, and now they're there. But at the time, there was no fraternities on campus. So never joined a frat. Would not have been interested in joining a frat. It's not for me. It's just not. That kind of masculine horseplay is not up my cup of tea at all.
Right.
Yeah, same here.
So it's just not something that's interesting, but I'm always interested in watching people or people who are, it's like, I'm sure you guys have friends who like, wow, they're like friends with their frat brothers from college. Like they're really tight with them and they're 20 years out. They're still really tight with, it's like, I don't know anybody from college.
I know. It's weird. It's really strange. The whole nature of fraternities just is odd to me.
Don't understand why it's so necessary in a college setting for that to be there.
It feels like it's this huge insecurity from people just leaving high school, like automatically fit in and
it gives them a security,
automatic. Yeah, it's like you're in here now, and now it's parties and everything else, and you're one of us instantly. Yeah, I don't know. But that's kind of gets to where we're going because Mallory and Skippy come in. Mallory's looking at fraternities to join, and Skippy has yet to find a fraternity that will accept him. Some Colts want to take him, are interested, but he's looking for a fraternity.
Yeah, I got nothing. It is what it is. We're just laying track to get to the next thing. That's what right. This part feels like.
A little bit. Yeah. Alex is going to talk to the chapter of the fraternity at Grant College to help them at least interview Skippy.
So he goes over to Grant College and he goes to their frat house. And I don't know, if I was going to go over to a bunch of strangers and ask them to do me a favor because of some sort of connection that we sort of have with each other, why does Alex walk in and act so self-important? Go back to him being a sociopath. He walks in and he's he's just like, I'm the most important man in the entire world. You should all respect me and do whatever I say. I don't know. I thought he would piss them all off. He didn't, but to me, it was like, shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird homosocial dynamics that happen in fraternities that I don't want to unpack right now, but like, they're all weird, like racist, quasi-gay cults that exist because of classism in America that couldn't be, it's ways that men could keep power and have jobs and stuff like that in private colleges, going back to the founding and all that bullshit. So, the fact that a couple guys are like, oh, you come from a better college, obviously, everyone, they all sublimate themselves to each other. I don't know. It's like weird. It's creepy. That's why fraternities are gross and awful.
They really are.
Sure glad they showed us that secret handshake 3 times, though.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. I think it's like when alumni go to visit the frat house, like, oh, I was here in '92. How's it going? And it's just like they walk in like they own the place.
Remember the weird? Don't you guys remember the weird shit that went on in the episodes with Gina Davis, where he was going to that frat or whatever, like Alex was, and that like the old guys at the college, or like the professors or the dean or whatever, they were like, "So what girls did you bring by, everybody?" Like they wanted the young men to bring hot dates, so that way the old guys could leer at them. Like this is how Family Ties thinks of fraternities.
I would even go bigger, Paul. I think that's how how it was viewed, even probably still.
Yeah.
You know, I bet I mean, that's why old alumni guys go back to their fraternity is to do the same thing.
It's gross. It's dumb. It's
It
weird.
is. It is. It's dumb. It is so incredibly dumb. Anyway, we could go on about this, but we meet two fraternity brothers. These were like one horrible acting, like your stereotypical 80s bullied characters. Like I just kept thinking of Revenge of the Nerds. That's what they reminded me of.
They called Skippy the nerdiest guy on campus. That Skippy's the nerdiest guy on campus.
Right.
And Skippy,
and that was like the thing in the
It was like he shows up at the door with flowers in his hand for the fraternity.
Yeah. And like the thing in the 80s of fraternities hated nerds.
Everybody hated nerds in the 80s.
Yeah. Anyway.
So Skippy comes in.
Yeah.
He has flowers. He comes in and he sits down. And I gotta know. I just wish I could see the script. His physical bit of crossing his legs and the weight of crossing his legs had him fall off of a chair. Was that written into the script as a bit of physical comedy, or is that a Mark Price improv moment?
I didn't even see that happen. Can you explain it? He just like crossed his legs like he's on a talk show and he fell?
Right. He sits down like
into,
a lazy boy and he crosses his legs, and the weight of his leg being crossed over takes him off of the chair. Like he throws his leg over the other leg, and the weight of that continues him falling off of a chair on a simple leg cross.
Ugh.
It was weird. Yeah, I have to believe it was improv. I bet they did that in rehearsal and thought it was genius.
It seems like something they thought, wow, keep that in. That's funny. Because it has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. And I thought, oh, wow.
It just, yeah. It plays out the fact that I'm nervous, Alex, and he sits in the chair, and then, and so without really much of an interview from these fraternity brothers, we're going to accept Skippy as a pledge. And you already, like, the card's already been shown. We know what's going to happen because of this. We're not believing this.
No, I think it's all right. I think it'll be okay. Skippy's a nice guy. I'm sure he'll get into the frat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just see how it plays out. All right, and then we are back to our B plots. Steven is still working with Jennifer on making happier poems, and he's reading a poem about Robin Redbreast.
So he's written this poem when he's 17 years old. His teenage daughter has written this, slashing your wrists type, The Cure type poetry, just like every 15-year-old does. And he, upon seeing his daughter's artwork, the first thought he has is, one, hey, this should be happy because you're a girl and girls are happy. And two, I'm going to show off the stuff that I did at your age. What is wrong with these parents?
Yeah.
Every time their children do things, it's the opportunity for them to be like, look how much better I did it when I was your age.
I don't understand that parental technique of, hey, that's good, Jennifer. How about that? How about just simply, that's good. Let the teacher grade it.
Yeah. It's a lot easier that way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Guys, seeing as we're at 100 episodes, remember like way back we were talking about like we were kind of thinking the Keatons were pretty good parents, and then now lately, not so much.
No, the wheels are really coming off the cart.
They've definitely lost the identity of Stephen and Elise. So Alex comes in, and again we have another backdoor visitor. It's the president of the fraternity coming to visit Alex to drop off pledge names.
This guy was the guy that played the bridegroom in Father of the Bride, the new movie adaptation with Steve Martin, right?
I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was. He looked really familiar.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Paul. Yeah. We also forgot to mention the continual joke of the handshake.
Keep it going.
Oh, they kept the honking of the nose. I cringed every time.
We should have a secret handshake on this show.
We should.
You want to come up with it right now?
Sure.
So it'll go like this. Ready?
Let me know what.
Yeah.
It'll go like this. Ready? You stand facing each other, and then you just go like this.
Quality time.
If you're listening right now, I'm just raising my middle finger.
Yeah.
So if you ever see us on the street, listener, if you see us in the world, come up and give us the secret handshake, and we'll know that you're a listener and a fan.
Paul, it's so amazing because yesterday while I was driving, I got the secret handshake before we've even come up with a secret handshake.
Really? From a stranger? From a complete stranger, too.
Yeah! So it's out there.
That's amazing. Honestly, if you're listening, take a selfie of yourself giving the secret handshake, and we'll post it on Twitter and Facebook.
Send it to us. That would be great.
Please. Yep. And unlike fraternities, we accept everybody.
Yeah, there's no pledge process. Exactly.
No, exactly. So, in the course of this meeting with the fraternity president at the house, it is revealed that they're having an issue with the fraternity at Grant College because they're lame. And they're doing this ceremony called the Big Stooge, which it appears that all the other fraternities don't do anymore. But this one fraternity still does, where they find the nerdiest possible kid on campus and make him think that he's going to be able to join the fraternity only to make fun of him.
I mean, of the most heinous shit that a fraternity could do and has done, this is pretty low on the totem pole.
Oh, absolutely.
This just seems mean.
Oh, go ahead, Corey.
Spirited this, and I really disapprove of anything that's mean-spirited.
Yeah. Oh, hey, family break really quick, guys.
Huh?
Say hi.
This is like that viral video of the the BBC interview.
Yeah. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's all good. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's all right.
Hi, Paul. I apologize. I showed that video to Carrie and said, "Yeah, this is me when."
That's hilarious.
Skyping with everybody. But yeah, you're right. This is low standards on what the horrible shit fraternities have done.
In this episode, everybody acts like it's the worst thing in the world. When they find out what the nefarious plot is, it's just like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's mean. It's extremely mean, but
right.
Yeah. And so Alex, it should be noted that Alex can't say anything because if he does, there's a code, a stupid fraternity code, that if he says anything to Skippy about this, he will be kicked out of his fraternity.
Oh, that's quite a plot twist.
Yeah, raises the stakes a little bit, right?
Indeed.
Do you notice that Alex went and took a soda from the refrigerator in spite of the fact there was a big pitcher of OJ there?
I'm glad you bring that up, Corey, because I feel like right now that Alex is in sort of like a quandary, I don't think he deserves to have orange juice.
Nope.
No. Not until he really thinks about what he should do.
Yeah. And he's drinking, I look closely because I was so bored, it's diet soda, which to me is even stranger. Like, oh, what's going on here? Why is Alex drinking diet soda?
I know, that's sort of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like diet soda? Did you ever drink that?
No.
I enjoy Coke Zero myself.
Oh.
Ah.
Does that taste like regular Coca-Cola?
It does. It does taste like Coke. It's the closest a diet drink has come to tasting like its real thing.
Wow. So that Dr. Pepper thing is bullshit, where they say Diet Dr. Pepper?
No, Diet Dr. Pepper tastes real too. It's of the colas, it's the only one that tastes like a good cola. But Diet Dr. Pepper's all right also.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the scientists in northern New Jersey at making natural flavoring.
They're very talented. I wouldn't put them down.
No, I met one at a baby party, and he was a really nice guy talking about how they make tastes of things, and yeah.
Was this like at Roller's baby shower?
It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I asked him all kinds of questions based on the reading that I had done from Fast Food Nation.
So the most interesting thing about Roller and Heather's baby shower was you talking to a guy who created tastes in northern New Jersey?
Wait, tied for first place though is this. I don't know. Did I tell you guys this? That I cheated at a game at a baby shower?
What did you do?
Oh God, what'd you do?
Okay, so I'm sitting across from Justin Robertson, and they're doing this game where they have 10 questions, and 5 questions are about Justin, and 5 questions are about Heather, and it's like, when this person was 5 years old, they peed their pants and then had to go to a dance recital, and we pretended blah, blah, blah. And you have to figure out who it is, right?
Right.
And exactly,
Roller.
yes. But like, so I look over, and Justin Roller's mom is sitting on a couch, and when they read the first one, she was like nodding, like she was like, "Yep," that like mouthing, "That's Justin," that sort of thing.
The answers, of course.
She's the worst tell ever. And so I said to Robertson, I was like, "Listen, look at Justin's mom. Just look at her for every answer." And we both got all the questions right.
Did you get a prize or anything for that?
I got 2 free drinks and a $15 gift card to the movies.
You're a cheater.
I'm a cheater.
I can't
Totally
believe,
worth it.
I can't
Totally
believe
worth it.
you used Debbie Roller for her right answers. Now, I've used Debbie Roller before, but not for her right answers, if you know what I mean.
Oh man.
For our listeners right now, they're like, "What the hell is this about?"
Okay, I have a history of making fun of Justin's mother, all right?
That's true. It's true. All right. So the stakes have been raised. Alex can't tell Skippy or he's kicked out, but he won't be a good friend if he lets Skippy go through with this now knowing what he knows.
Is that the commercial break?
Oh, please, God,
I think
let it be
so.
a commercial break.
And with that,
All right.
we'll be right back. And we're back.
And are we still working on this damn poem?
Yep, we opened the second act, still working on the poem.
This is my favorite part of the whole episode, by the way.
Where she reads her poem that she's incorporated Steven's notes with?
Yes.
Did like it. And TD, again, this is one of the best scenes TD Others has done because she reads the poem. She's like, "Dad, I tried to incorporate some of what you told me with what I want to say." And it's like, I woke up and saw the car, and then I became depressed because underneath the tire was Red Robin breast.
Yes.
It was great.
They had driven over a robin.
But also, Paul made a great statement of "fuck you, Dad."
I know, that's the thing. Great poetry has levels of meaning and sophistication, and obviously Jennifer Keaton is a great poet.
Yep. I am a pentameter, Jennifer. That's even worse than I am a pentameter, Steven.
Yeah, they'll call her anapestic tetrameter Keaton. Can I just for you kids out there, anapestic tetrameter is the meter that Dr. Seuss uses in his books.
Oh, that's right. See, we learned something today.
Ta-da!
And so Mallory comes in and she says that Skippy has been on the front lawn in a dress. Omen, hear me roar. Because it's pledge night at the fraternity.
Again, in the 1980s, nothing is funnier than the fact that men who do girly things are stupid.
Yeah. You got a dress on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she compliments Alex. Mallory compliments Alex on, sticking up for Skippy and getting him into the pledge, getting him into the fraternity, because it's done a lot for his confidence and self-esteem. And she, and Alex is very unnerved by this because he knows Skippy's not getting in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good scene. I really like Justine Bateman's awesome in this episode.
I think so too.
Very funny in this episode.
And we'll get to her funniest moment in a minute. But yeah, so Alex tells Mallory the truth. And she's like, well, you have to tell Skippy. And he's like, well, then I get kicked out of the fraternity. And she kind of was like, well, you have to be a good friend. And, you keep telling yourself that you can, live with yourself if you don't tell him. But yeah. And so again,
do we ever find out, because at the beginning of this episode, they say that that Mallory has been asked to pledge to 6 sororities. Does she actually join any? Mm-hmm. Do we find that out in this episode?
No, they dropped that entirely. They never mention it again.
Okay.
Yeah, and it would have been so easy to bring back in this scene a little bit.
Yeah, just a passing line of her putting on a different something, or yeah.
Here's what I don't get. Going back to all the horrible shit fraternities do, Alex is going to get kicked out just for saying that about the Big Stooge, which is a ceremony that none of the other fraternities like to begin with. He's going to get kicked out.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point, Scott. In an era of leaks and leaking being such a thing, we have people who are leaking information that is life or death importance and stuff like that. You're telling me that Alex can't just leave a piece of paper on a counter somewhere that Skippy would see in passing, and then Alex has plausible deniability. He could be like, I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Are Theta Pi going to be following Alex P. Keaton everywhere he goes to make sure he doesn't tell Skippy?
And it's not even his chapter.
No. He goes to a completely different university.
Yeah. The president of your university has already said, yeah, this is stupid. I wish they wouldn't do it. What is the big fucking deal here?
Yeah. Skippy doesn't have to say, I learned about this from Alex P. Keaton. He could have just been like, I just sussed it out because I'm not completely brain dead.
Right. All right, so Skippy comes in the dress. Ha, ha, ha. Audience laughs.
Yeah, the minute they mentioned Skippy was on the front lawn in a dress, wouldn't you have sort of kind of bet the farm that we were going to see Skippy in a dress pretty soon?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
The only thing that I didn't understand is why Mallory thought that dress looked good at all.
I'm not sure.
I made a note of that too. I was like, why? She thinks this looks good?
Her fashion sense. But if she had real fashion sense, how would that dress be good? I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah. And so Mallory tries to give Skippy a reason not to go to pledge night, telling him, it's like, maybe we should go on a date tonight. So entranced in, or is so excited about being part of this fraternity that he even says no to a date with Mallory.
Pretty extreme.
He's
That's
that
intense.
in.
That's really telling.
Yeah. Yeah. Come to the big scene. Skippy is at the frat house. Skippy's with the other fraternity brothers up the stairs. Alex comes in. Basically says, I'm taking Skippy home. I'm telling what's going on. You guys are really low for making him the big stooge.
And the two guys are like, hey, buddy, don't do that.
You got a lot of nerve, Keaton. You're ruining our night.
That seems to be the same character as every male compatriot of Alex's has been for the entire 5 seasons. Has been one of those, hey, dude. Hey, come on, dude. Let's go for a drink in West Virginia or Ohio or what the fuck they are. They're just very, very, very Neanderthal, these guys.
Yeah. You know what I really hate? I really hate the last name calling. I hate, like, them addressing each other by their last names.
Keaton, Handelman.
Hey, Handelman. You got a lot of nerve, Keaton. We're trying to
do
make
that with
fun of
Roland,
Handelman.
though.
We do that with Roland. You know what, though, Paul? We have 2 Justins.
That's true.
That's true. That was out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's also just the tone of it. It feels like is everyone is trying to be a gym coach? Yeah.
Hey, Roller, take some laps.
20 push-ups, Roller. Comes down with the other pledge brothers. They're about to go in. There's some joke about him being dipped in mustard, and it's getting to the point where they're gonna, obviously make fun of him and reveal he's not going to be considered. And Alex stops him and tells him what's really happening. And the fraternity brothers are really pissed off about it. And one of them says, you're not so great, Keaton. You knew we were going to make Handelman the big stooge, and you didn't say anything.
This is very Nixonian. This is weird because what happens in this part, and this is the break that happens between Alex and Skippy, is when did Alex know it, and what did he know, and when did he know it?
Mm-hmm.
And so,
yeah.
The argument could be made by Alex or me right now, and I can't figure it out in my head because I don't care enough. But the question is, he obviously knew before because he just came over to tell Skippy. So then what's the problem? You have to know in order to tell a person something.
Right, exactly. And how do the Pledge Brothers know that he's known it? He's only talked to the president of his fraternity about this.
Yeah, they're trying to blackmail him. But
did the president of his fraternity let the brothers at the other fraternity know, hey, look, Keaton knows about this, so if he comes over, you make sure he doesn't ruin your stooge night.
Oh my God, Scott. This goes president of Leland College chapter of Theta Pi.
Right. And then if the president of Leland College chapter of Theta Pi is this concerned, someone up top must be pulling some strings because they want Stooge Night to happen. This goes to the founders of Theta Pi, Paul.
Oh my God. Follow the money, Scott. Follow the money.
We're going to follow this, okay? This is bigger than all of us.
So, here's another question. Let's follow this train of logic that Alex doesn't come in, and they dip him in mustard, and then they tell Skippy, you know what, fuck you, you're an idiot, we weren't gonna let you in anyway. The only thing that didn't happen, how does that, what's the fun there? The fun is that they make fun of him, and then he runs out of the place crying, right? That's fun.
Yeah.
The same thing happens here. He finds out that they hate him, that he's a loser, and that they weren't going to let him in, and then he runs out crying. The only thing that didn't happen was the mustard.
Mustard, absolutely, which disappoints me.
You're 100% correct,
Couldn't
Paul.
be that upset. They save a bunch of mustard. And they get to laugh at Alex P. Keaton, that dickhead from Leland College, gets kicked out of the chapter.
Night for them.
I'm a real lemons into lemonade type guy, and I feel like these guys, maybe this is why they go to Grant College. They don't have a lot of Promethean wisdom.
It's true. That's brilliant. And so naturally, we wrap this up. I don't want to dwell too much on this final scene because you know what's going to happen. It is just a complete and total wrap up of, hey, I'm sorry, Skippy. I should have told you, and it really does. Your friendship matters more to me than the fraternity. That's why I'm here. And they end with a hug.
Well, before that, they do something in this scene with Mallory that I thought was...
Oh, yes. Oh, God damn it. Oh,
It was both terrible and brilliant. They have Mallory, like, that she's terrible at keeping secrets, right? So then Alex comes in, and this after he's done his penance, now he gets to have orange juice. And so Mallory, while he's grabbing orange juice, Mallory starts going through the entire plot of the episode in a monologue.
She does.
She sells it really well. But it's just insane that at the end of an episode, you tell the entire audience that just watched it happen the whole story again.
Yeah.
I sort of felt like they were writing their TV guide log line, and they gave that to Mallory. Could you deliver our log line so that everybody understands this infantile episode that a 4-year-old could understand?
Yeah, and it's so weird. Why would they do that? The only purpose I could think of is that it fills up time, but it's so weird.
It is weird. But she was great. I loved how she delivered it, though.
I do too. Mm-hmm.
It was very funny.
Yes, I was looking for. I totally forgot about that part. Yeah, and that's pretty much our episode, guys.
Yay!
And I'll say, gentlemen, while we only have 10 or so episodes of watching Family Ties that we've actually enjoyed, I have loved every single one of our episodes that we've recorded.
I've enjoyed them too. Great the material.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's easy to love all the episodes that we've done, Scott, when you've only done half of them.
Son of a bitch, that's not true. What? Wait, which begs the question, what the fuck is going on in the other half I'm not here for?
Corey and I just sort of cry our way through an hour.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of anger. You're a lot nicer than both of us, Scott. There's a lot of anger, hostility, and you sort of sugarcoat it for us.
Oh, well, I guess that's my role. Someone's got to make this shit bearable.
That's right.
Well, guys, be sure to rate and review our show. And for questions and comments, please check us out at, be sure to email us at qualitytimewithfamilyties@gmail.com. And be sure to like our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter at QTWFT. Each of us is also on Twitter. I'm at Follow Jones.
I'm at Paul Packler.
I'm at Corpep.
And once again, be sure to like our Facebook page. We'd like to thank our host and producer, Barbara Dillon at Fanbase Press. Fanbase Press is an online conglomerate of geek media, providing its readers with daily insights and reviews into the geek pop culture spectrum, and also helping independent artists and creators. Be sure to check out Perry Adams, who beautifully performs the theme song Without Us. You can find Perry's music at perryadams.com. And we'd like to thank Brian Dillon, Fanbase Press's president. He also edits our show, and you can check him out at Comic Book Slayer. And lastly, Sean Foster, Fanbase's press graphic designer, for making our logo. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.